Please join me in welcoming future NASCAR Hall of Famer, Kevin Harvick.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here.
What's up, NASCAR fans? It's Eric, and today's video is about a lot more than just a signed diecast. It's about an amazing story of one of the most awesome times I've ever had at a NASCAR related event. And so follow along with me and I'll show you all about the behind the scenes of how I got to meet Kevin Harvick, Keelan Harvick, at a local short track known as Tri-City Raceway for the Freedom 250 on July 4th weekend. Along the way, you'll get to see behind the scenes at our special VIP meet and greet, hear directly from Kevin and Keelan Harvick with some answers to fan questions that they were asked, and I'll take you along to show you exactly what I got signed and was able to purchase at the event with some really awesome memorabilia and diecast to add to my collection. All of this is set within the Cars Tour West weekend at Tri-City Raceway on July 4th. We had a beautiful fireworks show to end the night. Keelan Harvick finishing in second place with Kevin in third. What an amazing night we had. It was an awesome race event, and I hope you guys enjoy coming along for the ride. One of the things I love about short track racing is just how accessible it is. You're not forced to watch from the stands, really far away from the action. You can actually get down on the track. They have a whole fan event prior to the race start, so you can go down there and talk to all the drivers, whether it be the local pro late model series or stock series, or all the way up to Cars Tour West drivers, right? So you've got Keelan and Kevin Harvick, Ethan and the other guys there who race professionally in Cars Tour West, right? So really awesome to get that experience in that short track local atmosphere. Tri-City Raceway is my hometown local track, more or less about a half-hour drive. We did have a short track here in my hometown that closed, unfortunately. So Tri-City Raceway is the closest track to me currently. So definitely enjoyed getting out there to this event, and just made all the more special by having Kevin Harvick there. Obviously retired from full-time NASCAR competition, but is still making select starts in Cars Tour West, and helping his son become the future, I think, of motorsports and NASCAR specifically. So definitely an awesome event. I think first off, we're going to show you, we'll take you right into the VIP experience. We got a 15 to 30 minute Q&A session with Kevin Harvick. A lot of the fans in the audience got to ask him questions, and he responded to all of those. There's some cool moments in there. I think specifically he references his career sort of battling with Kyle Busch, and obviously that with Kyle passing this year, obviously you can see the kind of emotion that has.
Greatest ambassadors for short track racing anywhere. Please join me in welcoming future NASCAR Hall of Famer, Kevin Harvick.
Well, thank you. It's great to be here. I've actually never been here, and it's great to visit new places. And I think for me, this whole expansion of the Cars Tour Northwest and seeing just how well all the racetracks and people have worked together. Really, I tell people this every week, sets the standard for what it should be like across the country with the communication and not stepping on each other's dates and all the things that are happening has been just a lot of fun to watch evolve. And I think that when you see just the merchandise and the fans that have come out of the woodwork to come to the racetrack and participate in the events, and I don't know that we've gone anywhere with less than Wenatchee. I mean, that was probably the smallest crowd, but it was a capacity. The passion from the racers and the fans has been really consistent everywhere that we've gone. Just starved for content, and I think when you look at that it leaves there's a hole in the ecosystem of in the Northwest, and I think to see those people come out and participate in the events has been pretty cool everywhere that we've been, because it's been a great atmosphere every track that we've been to.
That is true. It's just really unique, and I like these racetracks. And it kind of reminds me of go-karting because it has runoff. So yeah, it's unique and reminds me of when I first started.
Did you give him any crap for driving off the track?
I did because I did a session right after. I was doing it like,
Hey,
probably
Keelan,
got me before I could.
will you give him crap tonight about it though?
Probably not because I drove off more than he did. He drove off. How many times did you drive off?
I drove off once, and now I'm just slow over there. I'm not making them. There's no possible way I'm making them put the nose back on the car twice in one day. So if I knock it off in the race, they'll probably give me some grace, but not twice in one practice day. So.
What's your favorite racetrack?
Oh, my favorite racetrack.
Sorry, favorite racer.
I would say my favorite racetrack is probably the original Bristol. It reminded me a lot of Mason Rim, just the way that you drove it. And Phil asked me, it was like, it's like the Biffle at Bristol that year. He's like, I don't understand why you jumped over that car. I'm like, well, I really wish that YouTube didn't exist, but it does. I still think that all the Kyle Busch stuff, it was so mental with everything that was happening, and Kyle lost his mind at one point at Texas because when he would start winning truck races, I would just race more truck races, and in that way, KBM didn't win, and we would go win, and then it came down to his truck team with whoever was driving his truck, or his truck that he was driving, and the owners championship with Hornaday. So Hornaday got involved, and so those years of truck racing was fun to be able to compete with those guys, because at that point we could almost drive him broke, and that was because of the passion to put the next truck together, and then he was already running a lot of truck races, and then we'd pass him, and so. That I think my favorite story was probably at Richmond, and Ricky Rudd and I got into it, and I don't remember exactly how the whole end of it went, but I think I wound up on the hood of his car, or actually it was my crew member that jumped on the hood of the car. I was on the door, and they called all the teams, both teams, to the trailer, and they lined them up in the hallway down the trailer. And so you had the Motocraft team down one side of the trailer, and then you had our Goodrich team down the other side of the trailer. And I'll never forget, we were in the lounge. It was myself and Richard and Wood Brothers and Ricky sitting up in the lounge. And Mike Helton, at that time Mike was a little bigger than he is now. He came in the trailer, and his cheeks were flapping in the wind, and he is shaking mad, saying all the way up the hall, "You caused a bitch clearing brawl on my pit road," and he was irate. So that one, I laugh at that one now because it Mike coming in the trailer so mad. It was very rarely that you got to see Mike that mad, but that was as mad as Mike Helton was ever at me by a lot. And I said GD on camera at that time in the South. Not good. This is what it's all about, getting the community involved and the drivers and the teams and everybody that is a part of this. It takes a lot to put these events on, and the more that we can involve them into the community and the things that we do on a weekly basis, the more awareness and the more participation that you get from the local community. So thank you guys for being here tonight, and I hope everybody has a good time and we don't spin the pace car out or the super out. Wait, it's okay? It's fun. Okay. Don't tell him that. Yeah. I've actually been enjoying myself as I've been sitting over here. Keelan decided that he was going to eat a jalapeno and he can't talk. So, he didn't show off in front of all his friends, and it wound up biting him in the butt. It was good. The jalapenos were great. So, but thanks everybody for everything, and we appreciate everybody being here, and I look forward to a great night tomorrow night. So thank you.
What stood out to me at the VIP session was just how genuinely Kevin Harvick just really shows his appreciation for everyone. He mentioned it multiple times that the passion from motorsports fans is something that he can definitely see out here locally. He mentioned us being starved for content, right? I know we have occasionally the O'Reilly Series runs in Portland, and that's like the closest race. For me personally, I've never been to a national NASCAR race event. I just always watch it from home, but you know, this was kind of like the closest thing I've had to that sort of experience. I think him recognizing that the sport could do more to cater to an audience like us, sort of in the Northwest, where we're kind of just left out of the NASCAR market. So I definitely appreciate that, and I think it really shows how much he cares for his audience and his fans. So hope you guys enjoyed that. And then just after the VIP Q&A session, Kevin and Keelan then stuck around to sign autographs. So we all got to go have a sort of personal one-on-one, get a few things autographed and have a few words with Kevin. For myself, I brought along a few items that I feel really meant a lot to me. So first of all, like you saw in the intro, we had the Gravedigger car. This was actually the only 1/24th scale Kevin Harvick diecast that I owned. Most of the reason why is just because Gravedigger is just such an iconic, awesome brand in my opinion. I bought this because I just really like Gravedigger, but obviously you can see Kevin Harvick's signature right there, and then Keelan signed on the back right there. Brought this with me to get signed, and I think it was just, I think just an excellent die-cast of his. Love the paint scheme. I just think it's such an awesome combination, you know, the Gravedigger and Kevin Harvick. I did bring along the yellow paint pen myself. I just thought that yellow would really pop, and I think it looks really good. I also got a signed hero card from Kevin. This was kind of just what they had with them at the desk. I also brought with me this Kevin Harvick Prism card, Panini trading card here, as you can see, signed by Kevin. I had to go through my collection of trading cards because I did have quite a few Kevin Harvicks, but I wanted something that, you know, really felt appropriate, and so this one here, the National Pride, I felt was really appropriate considering this was, you know, 4th of July weekend, and so just the patriotic theming of that. And then I'll show you guys the back here. Just obviously the standard card here. Hopefully that's in focus. But yeah, definitely a really awesome opportunity to get that signed. And I think that looks really good. All right. And lastly, the third item I brought with me is this Shell Pennzoil hat from, it would have been somewhere around 2007 to 2010 when Kevin was running, you know, the Shell car. Obviously you can see, let me get this up close here. You have the Kevin Harvick signature here and Keelan Harvick on this side. You know, the hat really means a lot to me. Has a very strong personal connection because that actually came from my own background and history, as my dad owned a gas station my whole life growing up. He owned it from 1999 to 2016. And when I was a youngster, I worked at the gas station, right? So in 2007, I would have been 11 years old, and in 2010, I would have been 14. So in those 3 years, at some point, we were given these hats as part of our uniform because the gas station was Shell oil leased or branded, right? And so we sold Shell gasoline, so they've supplied our uniforms. So we had like a matching t-shirt and then the hats. And I actually have 2 of those hats left over. And so I brought this one with me to get it signed. And during the signature process, you know, I handed Kevin the hat, and he was like, "Oh, this is an oldie, right?" He's like, "This is an old item here," and I was like, "Yeah, you know, it really means a lot to me, because you know it came from my dad's gas station where I used to work way back in the day, and you know it's just was a really cool opportunity to share that connection with Kevin and just kind of explain like what the history of that meant to me, and to me just having that signed, it means so much now, right? Like obviously I kept the hat all these years, you know. It's been just kind of something that's been a part of me growing up working there at that gas station. And then obviously the connection to NASCAR, because this whole thing, like my whole love of NASCAR, my whole love for diecast really all started when I was a young kid. Like I said, my dad purchased that gas station in 1999. He owned it through the peak years of NASCAR. One thing that he did a lot of was on a yearly basis or multiple times a year, there was a gentleman that would come through town and he would have a merch trailer, a NASCAR hauler, so to speak, with just all the drivers and all the diecasts, right? Every year, I would maybe spend my allowance or something, and my dad would purchase something for me or whatever. For me, that's really where all of this started, was just getting introduced at such a young age to diecast and NASCAR and the whole idea of collecting and all of that. So this whole opportunity this weekend was just such an amazing event and such a great personal experience for me. I'm so thankful that I got the opportunity to do it, and really thankful to Kevin that he's coming around and holding these events in the Pacific Northwest and participating and just showing respect and appreciation to the fans who show up. It's really a great opportunity. I loved having the chance to meet him and get those items signed. Also, one other piece of diecast memorabilia that I picked up while I was at the event, they had a silent auction, the proceeds going to the Kevin Harvick Foundation, and so I bid on and won this diecast here. Let me see if I can get it in focus. Here we go. You can see that it's was previously signed by Kevin Harvick, and it's a nice diecast. Really detailed there. Let me get that in focus. And I don't know exactly what year this is, but it fits in right along with that hat that I got signed. This is the exact paint scheme that would have been that hat was based on. As you can see, you know, this sort of let me get that in focus again. There we go. You can see the designs here that are mimicked right there on the hat. I wonder if it has the year somewhere on the base. Let me see if I can figure this out. 2007. So this is a 2007 car, it appears. But yeah, so I purchased this from the silent auction that they were having. Definitely awesome piece to add to the collection. So I also wanted to showcase this shirt that I bought while I was there. I'm not sure if you'll be able to see it very well on camera though. There we go. It's got the Freedom 250 logo on the front. And then on the back here, and I have no idea if you guys can see that or not, so I might just have to take the shirt off and show you guys. But on the back, it's got Kevin Harvick, Keelan Harvick's cars in the design, and I think that just really goes well together. So after the VIP event wrapped up, they did some ride-alongs that they had raffled off. I actually didn't purchase a raffle ticket because I was kind of like, you know, there's so many people here, probably don't have a chance to draw it. I kind of wish I had, though. But, you know, we all make mistakes, I guess. But yeah, so it was cool to watch the people get that experience to do a ride-along. They took some, they had a Toyota GR86 and a Supra. And Kevin was driving the Supra and Keelan in the GR86. And they took those around the track for a lap. They did like the first lap, and then they got the full speed lap before they came in. So everyone who got that really cool experience, there was 15 people that got to go out there and do that. I think there was probably at the event maybe 150 to 200 people. I don't have a total amount, but just guessing for the VIP event. Pretty small, pretty intimate, I guess you would say. But after that all wrapped up, that was the end of the day, and we headed out. And the next day we came back for the actual racing. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Let's do it one more time for Kevin Harvick.
The actual race day started with a few events prior to the main event. They had some hobby stocks, super late models, and mini stocks that got to race prior to the feature event of the Cars Tour West. So that was pretty cool watching those sort of smaller, I think they were like 50 lap events. I think one of them might have been 25 before they started on the 200 lap main event.
Chooses the high side on the cone on his brother. It pays off, and he's going back to back at Tri-City Raceway. Tyler Huffines in the Biffle Tribute gets the win. Going down on you in this Greg Biffle Tribute car here this weekend. Back-to-back wins for you. How does it feel to have wins not just on the Greg Biffle Memorial, but now you've got a 4th of July win as well?
Feels pretty good. Just, you know, I didn't expect I'd get another one so soon, but that's pretty sweet.
In the Washington Army National Guard, I've got First Sergeant Wright with me, who's going to give us those most famous words in motorsports. Drivers, start your engine! Ladies and gentlemen, wipe the visor, adjust the 5-point harness, happy 4th of July, it is showtime! 2 Bakersfield boys right there, and Taylor Mayhew says, not so fast, I'm gonna go to the outside of Dylan Zampa instead. Harvick says, no, young man, I'm gonna try to follow you through there. 17 of Schroeder as Kevin Harvick looks to the inside of Dylan Zampa now. Tyler Brown right on the outside as well. Round 2 of the battle for Bakersfield between Mayhew and Harvick right now. Beginning to brew as they've caught up to Keelan Harvick, the 62. Kevin takes a sniff to the inside of Mayhew. And again, Mayhew says, all right, I'm going to go to the high side. Both times that Harvick has taken a stab at the 17 of Mayhew. Mayhew is turning into a run on the high side of the car in front of him. Joe and Dylan gets back around Tyler Brown. He's going back after Max Schroeder here, who's looking on the inside of Dylan Zampa. They have to fire inside the sound gear restart zone, and the 17S on the high side has to fire first. Green flag. Fighting back on the outside, saying, no, I'm not ready to give it up just yet, bud. 13, 14. Keelan clears Vito. Chase Hansen on the inside now, and the 08 car follows him. In practice yesterday, Kevin was trying stuff in turn 1. He wasn't really trying anything in the Western. Big bubble from Mayhew, he's around. Something broke on the 17. He bobbled out of the dog leg, and the thing just snapped around to the left. The lights on the Toyota Supra are out. Six laps from halfway. Green flag is in hand. Green flag is out. Man, Ethan Ebert is so strong in turn 1. And Keelan clears him though, so Keelan Harvick back to 5th. 75, halfway at the line this time. Halfway this time by. Ethan Ebert has dominated. Max Schroeder took a turn up front, but and contact between Kevin and Brown in the turn. But Kevin gets the spot. Tyler fights back on the inside. Here comes Chase Hansen. Meanwhile, deeper in the field, Taylor Mayhew on the inside of Dylan Zampa right now. 2 Cali kids back. Restart holds. And look at Keelan Harvick up to 2nd, but he dips the right sides off. Keelan Harvick says, okay, Dad, my turn. You must fire in the sound gear restart zone, and you must fire first. Green flag. But Keelan is fighting on the inside. This is the first real pressure Ethan Ebert has had on a restart yet. These two have had history. They bubble. Man, oh man, Keelan. All right, coming up on lap 100. 50 laps to go. Green flag is in hand. Oh, we got problems. Sailor Mate, he's coming to a stop in the 17. The green flag falls. It will be immediately followed by the caution. Oh, and Keelan Harvick's not going to like that because Keelan had gotten the lead. But we will revert back. All right, so this...
Back to you, fellas.
We'll see the white flag. 1 lap to go. Last one's over. He won the Fall Classic. He followed it up this past April with an Apple Cup. And now, on the 4th of July, back to back to back, Ethan Ebert gets it done at Tri-Cities. Keelan Harvick comes home to finish second. Gets another one in the box. Kevin third. Climbing out of the car, 3 in a row for Ethan Ebert. 3 in a row at this racetrack, man. You said it on social media. This car loves this place.
Dude, I mean, it's just a Port City Phase 2 chassis, baby, so if you're not running one, I don't know what you're doing.
How about it for second place, just 13 years old, Keelan Harvick. Keelan hanging out right around 5th for most of the first half of the race, and then all of a sudden, right around halfway point, the car just came to life. You rocked and rolled, got past your dad, chasing down Ethan. You had a couple really good restarts there. The car was really moving that second half.
Yeah, sure. Just can't thank all the fans for coming out. Ethan had he's a really good driver and he had a really fast car. Just a couple things we needed to work on, me, myself, and just the crew. But I just can't thank Rack the War, HendrickCars.com, Mobile One, Toyota. I mean, Realtree wouldn't be possible without all these guys.
I just want to thank all the fans for coming out. I hope you guys enjoyed everything tonight. I know it's 4th of July. We're going to have a great fireworks show. Happy to have the Cars Tour here. Got to thank everybody at Tri-City Raceway for everything that they've done for us.
Kevin, your first trip here to Tri-City Raceway. Supposed to see you back here for Labor Day in the Pro Lane model. And I know that we got some big things planned next year. The Cars Tour is here to stay, right?
Oh yeah. Look, this place has been a big part of getting the tour started, and just can't thank all the tracks up here enough for everything that they've done to believe in the Cars Tour, and we'll keep putting a lot of effort into it to make it great for the racers.
I thought the race itself was an awesome racing product. There seemed to be quite a lot of passing going on. People making moves and going around each other, and a few torn up fenders here and there. I don't think the Cars Tour actually had any wrecks that I can recall off the top of my head, but some of the prior events were just a little bit of carnage, right? And I think that kind of reflects, obviously, the Cars Tour having that more professional vibe. People probably not willing to take the chance to wreck themselves in the middle of the event and wanting to, maintain their positioning. But I thought the race overall was just really awesome. Towards the end of the race, we had fireworks all around us in the Richland area. Like everywhere you looked, there was just firework going off after firework after firework. And you could see in one of the clips the cars are just driving through, and just in the background just fireworks and fireworks. And it was just such a cool night, honestly, celebrating America 250 and celebrating the 4th of July, at that event. It was so cool. So hope you guys enjoyed watching the race and the VIP session and coming along with me on this adventure that we had. If you did, make sure to give the video a thumbs up and subscribe if you want to see more content like this in the future. I don't know when I'll be able to participate in the next racing event, but I do hope at some point to be getting out and start going to some of the National Series events. Las Vegas is a track that I've often considered going to. It is probably the closest track to where I live. It is still like a 20-hour drive, but I could easily fly into Vegas and spend a weekend there, so definitely considering doing that in the future. But if you want to come along with me for more NASCAR adventures, diecast collecting, please subscribe, and we'll see you guys in the next video.